Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm talking about a movie I really loved when I was young. And it's one of those movies that if you hadn't seen it, trying to describe it to somebody, they probably think you were a little crazy. Because how are you going to describe this movie? Hey man, you remember that movie from the early 80s with Magnum P.I. and the dude from Kiss? And the dude from Kiss would shoot heat-seeking bullets that went around corners and everything. And there were these robot spiders that shot acid. It sounds insane. But today's movie, which was written and directed by Michael Crichton of all people. And did you know Michael Crichton was 6'9"? It's crazy. I had no idea until I researched this film. But anyway, today's movie is 1984's Runaway. Now, if you've never seen Runaway, let me set the scene for you. It's set in the near future. Robots have become integral to society, performing tasks ranging from household chores to industrial labor. However, when these machines malfunction, they become dangerous runaways, leading to the creation of specialized police units to handle them. Now, the film is really vague about what near future means, but kind of keep that in mind when you're watching this film because it does look like it's 1984, except for the fact that there are robots everywhere. And these are like little robots that do little menial tasks like removing pests in a cornfield or helping you with dinner, whatever, stuff around the office, stuff like that. So keep in mind that this is the 1984 vision of that technology. At the beginning of the film, we get introduced to Sergeant Jack Ramsey, played by Tom Selleck. He's a veteran runaway cop who deals with malfunctioning robots. Unlike his more aggressive peers, he prefers non-lethal methods to deactivate rogue machines. We're also introduced to his new partner, Officer Karen Thompson, played by Cynthia Rose, who was initially skeptical of his cautious approach. The duo responds to a series of disturbing incidents involving robots that have been tampered with. One case involves a domestic robot that murders its owner with a kitchen knife. The film's villain, Dr. Charles Luther, is played by Gene Simmons, a brilliant but psychotic scientist who has developed microchips that override robot safety. Luther plans to sell these chips to the highest bidder. Luther has also invented smart bullets, homicidal projectiles that track body heat and can navigate obstacles to kill their targets. In the final confrontation, Luther unleashes an army of killer robots, and Ramsey and Thompson must outsmart Luther and his deadly inventions before they become his next victims. That's just a really brief overview of what this movie's about, but I'm gonna dig a little deeper. Now, Runaway was one of those movies that kind of got lost in the shuffle of a bunch of great films in 1984, not to mention just sci-fi films. That was the same year that Terminator and Dune were released. So this film had an uphill battle no matter what. And it wasn't really received well upon its release from critics or audiences. While researching this movie, I realized that Michael Crichton directed it, which I had no idea he directed any movies, not to mention that he directed 8 films in total. Like I mentioned before, this is one of those movies I used to watch a lot. I really liked the whole robot aspect of it. The heat-seeking bullets I thought were just cool as shit. And it seemingly came on a lot. I can't really remember, honestly. We're talking about 40 years ago. But I know I watched a lot. And I don't know if it was on public television or cable, which version I was watching. Because watching it now, there's a nude scene in this film. And I don't remember ever seeing that when I was a kid. So it was probably like the TV version of the movie. However, I loved this movie. Now, of course, we've had other films that have dealt with robots and AI. But this movie coming out in 84, like I said, same year as Terminator, really touches on some themes that are quite relevant nowadays, with AI just kind of taking over so many different aspects of our lives. No, we don't have machines serving us dinner and doing our household chores and things of that nature, but the idea is still there. And I think this movie was a little bit ahead of its time because watching it now, it seems really relevant. Watching it back then, it seemed really futuristic. Now it just seems like, yeah, this is really plausible. Like these machines aren't Terminator-like machines, bipeds that are walking around and hunting people down or something like that. No, these are like little service machines that you would expect. If you've ever been to certain restaurants that have the little robot waiter, that's the kind of technology that's in this movie. I mean, there are a few scenes in this movie that have drones. Small drones, just like the ones that you can buy at any store now. In 1984, this seemed kind of crazy. A little thing that flies around that you can control and have a camera on it. It's insane. But that's our reality now. And I don't want to say this movie predicted it, but it damn sure nailed it. I also think I should point out that with the way that technology is going these days, there probably will be police units dedicated to dealing with AI and machines. And that's just another thing that this movie might have nailed. It might be 20 years from now, but we might look back and say, hey man, 60 years ago, this movie predicted exactly what's going on right now, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. Now, I want to talk about the performances of Tom Selleck and Gene Simmons. Yes, there's a bunch of other people in this movie, including Kirstie Alley and Stan Shaw. I love Stan Shaw. God doesn't get enough credit. But Gene Simmons and Tom Selleck really stand out in this movie. Tom Selleck plays like an ordinary guy. Like, he has no superpowers. He's not doing anything crazy. He's just a smart guy. He wears glasses most of the movie, which you hardly ever see a hero do in any film. He gives a great performance. Gene Simmons, you forget this guy was in Kiss. He just looks evil the entire movie. He looks like a complete asshole, and that's what he plays in the film. He plays his part perfectly. If there are two reasons to watch this movie, it's Gene Simmons and Tom Selleck. For me, the most memorable part of this movie is the heat-seeking bullets. Like, that's something that stuck with me forever. I always thought that was the coolest thing about this movie when I was growing up. Like, how can a bullet turn corners? Yeah, it seems a little bit implausible the way it does it. It probably couldn't do that. Physics just don't work that way, but it's still really cool on camera. And this is one of the first movies that showed anything like that. As far as all the technical jargon in the movie, I couldn't tell you if it's correct or not, but it sounds right. Who knows? Far be it for me to critique the science in a movie from 1984. But I do appreciate the fact that this film doesn't try to make the near future look all glossy and clean and pretty and like everything's just perfect. No, it looks like 1984, any random police station. And these are like random cops. Their cop cars are just regular cars. And I think Michael Crichton did a pretty good job with this film. It looks plausible, which you can't really say about a lot of sci-fi films. So have you seen Runaway? And if you have, has it been a really long time? Did you not even remember some of the details of this movie? I feel like it's one of those films that a lot of us have seen and just completely forgot about. So if you have seen it, leave me a comment. I love checking the comments. I love answering them. If you have suggestions for other films, throw them in there. I try to check out as many as I can. My list is getting really long. But anyway, if you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll be back real soon.